Good evening and welcome inside Genesis Place in Airdrie as we get set for game number 5 of this tournament between the Winnipeg Blizzard and the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. We'll be getting underway in just a few moments after the national anthem. Well, once again, welcome inside Genesis Place in Airdrie, Alberta, as we get set for this game number 5 of the tournament between the Winnipeg Blizzard and the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action for this round-robin matchup. Winnipeg Blizzard so far 1-0 after a victory earlier this morning against the Calgary Shamrocks, and arguably one of their most dominant performances this season over that club. On the other side of the floor, the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels, they are 0-1 to start this tournament after a loss last night to the Mountain View Mavericks. This is a huge matchup for both clubs. A Winnipeg win would put them at 2-0 and essentially early days secure them a spot in the finals. Rebels, on the other hand, if they lose this matchup today, they're 0-2, likely going to be out of that final. This is a huge team for both clubs, looking for something to prove as we get set to get underway. And here we go. Angus is going to start this off for the Blizzard, immediately passes off and goes for his own change. As Tinley comes on and back off, and now ball at the top side and a nice hard shot and easy save for the Rebels goaltender. And now quick pass up the floor to Seth McKenzie. McKenzie's got some help with them. He shoots it. They're going to a little bit of pushing and shoving there afterwards. He stepped in the crease and kind of crashed right into the net. That was Jackson Baker for the Rebels. So now the Blizzard are going to move back left to right, wearing the white with the blue. Rebels wearing black with their signature red and white trim. As the Blizzard take a hard shot from the outside, and another easy save for the Rebels. Rebels move it back across the center of Longmire. Longmire is just going to shovel that down, and now up into the top, and hard shot that Isaby didn't quite find all of, as he didn't get the rebound of it from Kohut. The Blizzard going to come away with that. Tyrell Gray stops up, waits for some reinforcements, fakes a pass, and now just an easy quick pass off to Seth Delarond. Delarond passes down low, and a hard shot right into the stick from Fielding. Some back and forth action is cut pass, and a hard shot there down low from Xander Delarond that finds its way up, and I thought that was into the netting, but they're not going to call it that way. So Rebels going to bring this back across. Ben Renault Renault on the far side boards, looking for some open passing lane, and he finds one to McAdam. McAdam down low, and now a quick shot from Eastwood and save from Isaby. Rebels trying to assert their dominance against this Blizzard team, who may have finished second in the East but swept the Kings once again in their own barn to make it back here to the Larry Bishop. And now a shot from the outside and rebound picked up by the Rebels, and now we're going to have a partial breakaway. And a hard shot that just goes wide from Kalik Simonson, as it looks like he had a second chance opportunity and to try to go behind the back. Didn't quite get it. A nice job by Simonson to pick up the loose ball and keep possession of it as they fake a pass. And Kohut goes down low. Now bobbling it, Tyler Manning, and that's going to be picked up by the Blizzard, who now are going to have a 1-on-2 back the other way for Lafreniere. And passing off in a shot that was looking for the outside from Fielding. As now the Blizz trying to move it around the outside. Finds one into hard shot that hits the post. The Blizzard keep possession, passing around the outside. Rebels doing a nice job of not letting them get to the inside lanes as much as, you know, the Blizz like to play down there. And ball knocked loose but picked up immediately by the Blizzard. 15 seconds left on their shot clock. Pass. Now looking for it and regaining it. It's Fielding. Fielding looking down low for Seth Delarond. Doesn't quite find him, and the Rebels going to take that one back. And now bobbled, and it's going to go right back to the Blizzard deep in Rebels territory. Unfortunately, the Blizzard do not have the numbers there, so they got to stop up and wait for some reinforcements. They're definitely willing and happy to slow this game down whenever they can. It's the Blizzard now moving around and shot from the outside by Woods. And now Rebels player goes down, and there's going to be a penalty coming up to the Blizzard as when they touch it, and that's going to do it there. Referee's arm is up. He's setting him off. We'll see what the official call is here, as it looks like that penalty is going to go to Chabluck for the Blizz. Apologies on the technical difficulties there, losing the camera. We're just getting that resorted here. Let's make a quick camera change. Referee is going to signal 5 minutes for cross-checking. So this is going to be a long Rebels power play, and almost, if you're the Rebels, you almost have to score on this one and establish that dominance early against this Blizzard team. If this Blizzard team plays from behind, that's what you want. Rebels now moving it around the outside, finds its way up the top for McAdam. McAdam passing off. And now Rebels looking for a lane down the outside. Hard shot, and Isaby, it passes him, and the Rebels are going to get first on the board off a nice goal from Jackson Kohut on the power play. Rebels referee signaling to the bench saying it remains 5-on-4 since that was a major penalty. As now we get set back in the dot. It's going to be Morden versus Simonson. And ball loose. Falling down on it was a Rebels player. Ball still loose, going to find its way towards the penalty box. This is now the Rebels pick it up, and they're going to bring it up. And there was a partial opportunity for Seth McKenzie to maybe have some open room in close, but he doesn't quite gain all of it. And now we're moving back down the other way. As Mac Donnell has it in the close side corner, covered by two Rebels. He's shoved hard into the boards. Took a stick up high there. He retains possession. Now ball knocked loose.
Now the Rebels getting the back one to the left. Right across center, captain screenshot.
Just try not to pull on it too much.
Passes off. Heads off for the zone change for the Rebels. Set on the power play. Now taking down on their close side corner.
Let's find out.
And it goes in! The Blizzard find a in the center dot now. Thank you for bearing with us through those technical difficulties. Camera's all switched out now, so you should have nice, clean, crisp, and clear picture as we're back underway. Just over 5.5 minutes gone by in this first. The Blizz still on that penalty kill as they took a 5-minute major for cross-checking, and a tic-tac-toe from the Rebels, and Isaby with a nice save to keep this a tie game. Blizzard now. Tinley brings it across center, but cut off by Vetch, and he knocks it loose enough that the Rebels are able to pick that up of Eastwood, and Eastwood now just shovels it back. Now the Rebels getting set up on the outside once again. Kohut to McAdam. McAdam hard shot that hit, I believe, a defender's stick in front and just kind of floated over the net. As now we head back the other way. Hofer, he gets pulled a little bit there. Referee, I don't believe, saw it, but he's covered now by 2, almost 3 defenders, and a nice easy save for the Rebels. This ball goes into the close side corner, and now the Blizzard are going to pick it up. Still loose ball, and now Rebels picking that one up and loose again. Nobody really seeming to have the edge on this possession. Every time you think a guy might have it, he loses it, and now the Rebels finally do gain some sort of possession out of it for Vetch. Vetch goes off, passing to Kohut. Now the Rebels going to work with this. Still 2 minutes to go on this power play opportunity for the Rebels. Ball loose, and now a hard shot. Isaby didn't quite have all of it, but it was aimed enough wide that it didn't matter. Now throwing a nice open floor hit was Lafreniere as he tried to retain possession. Ball was knocked loose. Now Rebels going to move back right to left. It's Barrett stops up off to Eastwood. Eastwood cross pass. I believe that's Kohut with it now. Back to Eastwood. Eastwood winds up, fires down low. Isaby with the stick save. Minute 8 to go in this power play opportunity for the Rebels. Already scored 1 on here. And the Blizzard getting 1 back fairly quickly to tie this game up. Still just under 12 minutes to go here in this first period from inside Genesis Place. Watching CROW LAX TV, this is the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup game number 5 between the Blizzard and the Rebels. Now kind of hanging off his player was Angus, but no penalties going to come. And Vetch tried to get it across. He throws a stick down in frustration as he couldn't get it across in time for the 8-second violation. And now the Blizzard going to have an opportunity to work with here, being covered nicely by Longmire along the Rebels bench. And now finally, the Blizzard are able to pass it out. Woods holds it, looking for a man. They've currently got 3 there as they go for a change here with 17 seconds left in the power play opportunity for the Rebels. And a pass that just stayed on the floor. As McGilvery passes it out. Penalty has now expired. We're back 5-on-5. Blizzard doing a nice job of killing that enough that they get a shorthanded goal to remain where we started. So the Rebels just shovel it down as their shot clock was about to expire, and it just ends up right in the stick of a Blizzard player. We now bring it across. McDonnell stops up, passes off, goes for his own change. Now Fielding. Looking for a pass. He's covered right now by Vetch. He finds a man on the far side who's going to bring it into the center, and a shot down low from Xander Delorand. Ends up high, and the Blizzard going to regain their own rebound, get a fresh 30 to work with just over 10 minutes to go here in the first. 1-1, we're tied from inside Genesis Place. It's the Blizzard. Get a shot from the outside, and McGilvery, I don't think, found all of it and knocked down one of the Blizzard players. So they're going to award possession to the Blizz. Blizz pass off. Chabluck Down low. Fielding with it now. Delarond now. A hard shot McGilvery got just enough of. There's a bit of pushing and shoving there. Nothing's going to really come of it. Referee was watching that and opted not to give any penalties. As Vetch stops up, passes off. Eastwood trying to cut in down low. He's stopped up, gets knocked down, ball loose. And the Blizzard, they're going to have numbers. They would have had numbers. Morden decides to stop a little bit and slow down. Now deciding to go for a change. And the Blizzard like to play a bit of a slower game, so don't expect them to get too much on the fast breaks here. They did a nice job hemming in the Shamrocks earlier today as a shot off McGilvery into the netting. They're going to award it to the Blizzard, and we're going to have a goalie water break media timeout here. Which is a good time to tell you to explore Fort Saskatchewan, discover a place where family fun meets opportunity, visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and River Valley, work in a thriving community, and play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. And at Vimy, lacrosse excellence is the standard, led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors. They're dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential at Vimy Lacrosse and explore the academy today by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. And be sure to head out and watch the Prince Albert Predators, Lakeland Heat, Swift Current Wolverines, Calgary Wranglers, and Southern Alberta Chaos battle to determine who will be crowned this year's McDonald Cup champion. Catch all the action starting August 7th in Brooks, or watch it live for free on YouTube. Be sure to get those CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets. The draw will be held following the conclusion of the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup. Be sure to scan that QR code on the bottom right of your screen now, or get more information by visiting our social media channels at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Referees getting everything sorted. They were over talking on the Blizzard bench for a second during that timeout. And now we're back underway. The Blizzard possession deep in Rebels territory. Blizzard moving it around the outside. Delarond passing off now. Blizzard looking for a lane, finds one to cut in a little bit. McGilvery with a nice save. And he's just gonna yeet that one right down the floor. Right into Isaby. Isaby instead is just going to give that to one of his players. And now the Blizz going to try and get something up, set up in the Rebel zone. This ball currently down behind the net at the moment. A couple players on it. Ball loose and finds its way up top to Woods. Woods passing off, Fielding, trying to get some reinforcements with 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's knocked down, ball loose, 2-1. And the Rebels going to pick it up, and they're going to have Simonson is going to be in all alone. And he hits the bar to keep this a 1-1 game. That's now 2 opportunities in alone for Simonson. And he has hit posts on both of them. Now they're going to award ball to the Rebels off that possession in the far side corner on the Rebels end. As now Barrett brings it in. Barrett looking to find his way past his defender. Cuts back, tries to cut in on a little spin move, but now on the close side boards into the middle. 7:20 to play in the first. Rebels trying to get on the outside. They got 7 seconds on their shot clock to work with, and taking a hard shot from the outside is McKenzie. And ball finds its way into the boards and back to Isaby. And now the Blizz going to get another chance moving left to right. Woods with it now. Woods stops up, fakes a couple times. May have had an open lane there, but cuts back instead in a low shot that goes a little bit wide. And McGilvery just catches the floater in his glove, and once again he's just going to send it down, as now Vetch is going to have a partial opportunity, but he's going to be stopped up by 3 Blizzard defensemen. So he's going to cut back around and let his teammates get a change on. Rebels. Hard shot into Isabe's shoulder, and now ball loose. Second chance opportunity on a bouncy shot. Maybe a third chance as Isabe falls on it. A bit of pushing and shoving there. Nothing's really going to come of it. It's a nice opportunity for the Rebels had they have gotten that third chance. And a hard slash across the stomach. That's going to be a Blizzard power play coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if they give them 5 on that one. Could hear it through my headset up, probably solid like 20 meters away from that one. So I believe it's going to be Eastwood who's going to be heading to the box there as the Blizzard look to get set up on the 6-on-5 delayed penalty opportunity. And now the ball is going to hit the goaltender. I'm surprised they actually didn't reset the shot clock there. I felt like they did get a shot off, and that's going to do it there as Eastwood heads to the box, and it is going to be a slashing call coming up. Didn't catch if he threw a 2 or a 4. He did throw a 2. So that is going to be 2 minutes slashing to Eastwood, and the Blizzard are going to get their first power play opportunity of this game. Seth Delaron getting it restarted, passing over to Xander. They're just going to pass it around the outside, looking to get a guy off kilter. Trying to find one, and a bouncing shot that hit a defender in front from, I believe that was Seth Delarond. Seth and Xander go back and forth a couple times here. Now down low, far side. Finds its way back up top. Far side, back top. Playing a bit of a game of hot potato there with Xander and Seth Delarond, and getting a shot off, I believe, was Xander, and now McGilvery with the save is going to send it down. It doesn't find the stick of Scrimshaw, and it's going to be loose behind the net. So Blizzard going to pick that one up. 4:53 to play here in the first. One of the tightest games we've had so far of this tournament. 1-1 we sit. Blizzard and Rebels. Blizzard currently 1-0, Rebels 0-1. Feel like I should be singing hot potato a little bit as now Xander takes a hard shot that McGilvery catches just enough of as he drops down on it. Next time they do that, I might have to sing a bit of hot potato for you, but you don't want to hear my singing voice. So Rebels now gain the ball off that possession. Vetch is going to bring it in on the close side corner. He was going to run it behind the net and stops up and stays in the close side corner. Now up the close side boards. Lines Bajima. Bajima, little spin move to try and shake off his defender. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Rebels got to make something happen real fast. They're just going to leave it, and the Blizzard now going to move back left to right. It's Mac Donnell passing off to beat the 8 seconds. Blizzard. Seth Delarond is now, we're back 5-on-5. Rebels doing a nice job of keeping the Blizzard from getting too much of an opportunity, and now it's going to be a partial opportunity here for Eastwood, fresh out of the box, and just knocking it out of his stick was Seth Delarond, and now the Blizz are going to move it back left to right. Hard shot from Fielding that hits the post and actually moves the net a couple of inches. Ends up in the roof. They are going to award it back to the Blizz. It's the Blizz on the outside at the top. Hard shot that misses the net, hits the glass, and a little bit of an extra shove afterwards as the ball goes all the way back down into Isabe's stick, and now the ball sits loose in the close side corner. 3:06 to play here in the first period. Tied at 1s between the North and the East champs. So now the Rebels, a bit of a tic-tac-toe, and a nice hard block there by Olette. This ball currently still loose. Rebels going to scoop that one up and driven hard into the boards on the close side, and shoved down was McKenzie, and referee's going to call a penalty here, I believe, as there's a bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle, and Rebels are going to head back to the power play with 2:41 to go in the first. One thing I do appreciate about the in-arena DJ here at the Larry Bishop is playing Bad Boys during a penalty makes me feel like I'm sitting on my grandparents' couch watching Cops again. As the Rebels, a tic-tac-toe, and on the inside, a nice shot from Baker that Isaby found just enough of as they get a fresh 30, and now a shot from the outside hits a defender in front. Rebels regain that. 2:20 to play in the first. And the Rebels were looking for a backdoor opportunity, and it didn't come. And now moving it quick up is Mac Donnell, who's stopped up by a couple of Rebels defenders on the short-handed penalty kill, and he's knocked down, and referee is going to call it Blizzard possession off of that play. Directing some traffic. Up top is Angus. Angus now runs it down low into the close side corner, and he's going to run it behind the net. Shorthanded still for another minute and 8 seconds. He's just going to try and kill as much time as he can on this penalty kill. Looking to maybe get a shot off here in the next couple seconds, and instead he's just going to shovel that down to McGilvery with their shot clock coming to an expiry, so the Rebels going to move it back right to left now. Minute 30 to play in the first. Still another 50 seconds of power play time remain for the Rebels. They're going to look to get one and go up by a deuce, and a nice opportunity there on a one-time from McAdam. Doesn't quite get enough of it as Isaby is able to close the 5-hole. Now the Blizz. Delaronde holding it. That being Seth. 4 Delarondes on this team. I apologize. So, might get a little bit confusing at times, as the Blizzard shot clock is going to come to an expiry, but with 9 seconds left on the power play for the Rebels. So it's a nice job by the Blizzard to kill off a lot of that power play time. Is now 3-2-1. That's going to do it for the power play. 40 seconds to play, and now fresh out of the box is going to be Tinley, who bobbled the ball just enough that he wasn't able to get his own opportunity. And I think in-arena DJ definitely screwed up there. I don't know what he was doing. It's a bit too early to be having some wobbly pops there. It's now the Blizz moving around the outside with 18 seconds to play. They get a shot off, so now they'll have the remainder of this. As the Rebels now regain it, they're going to have 11 seconds to work with to see if they can get something going before heading into the intermission. They're not going to, but Isaby, they picked up the shovel ball, and he's going to hold it, as that will do it for the first period from here inside Genesis Place. Game 5 of the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup, 1-1. We sit after 1 between the Blizzard and the Rebels. We'll be back with the second shortly. Welcome back inside the Genesis Place Shane Holmes Arena as we get set to get underway for second period action between the Blizzard and the Rebels. This is game number 5 of the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup round robin. 1-1, we're tied through 20 minutes of play. Only goals coming on special teams. The Rebels with a power play goal on a Blizzard 5-minute major early in the game, and the Blizzard would answer back only about a minute later with a shorthanded goal of their own, and ever since then, we have been a stalemate. Once again, the Rebels 0-1 after a loss to the Mavericks last night in our 8-15 matchup. Game number 2 of this tournament. Looking to go 1-1. The Blizzard winning their first game at 9 a.m. this morning, local time, against the Shamrocks in a dominant 10-6, 10-7 victory. As the Rebels have the ball off the draw, and knocked off kilter was the Rebels player, and the Rebels are going to hold the ball as there is going to be a penalty coming up to the Blizz already to start this second period, and a hard shot from the outside, and the Blizz going to touch that up. So we're going to get our first penalty call of the second to the Blizz. It's going to be Tinley. That's going to take 2 minutes for cross-checking. It's in Arena DJ. I love his song choices for penalties. That much I will say. Tinley kind of arguing his case right now to the referee before taking a seat in the sin bin. Turns out he can't change the referee's mind, so he's going to sit in the box for 2. The Rebels now getting it restarted on this second power play opportunity of the game, and passing around the outside, hard shot, and it goes in over Isabee's shoulder. And the Rebels are going to take a 2-1 lead off an Eastwood goal. So nice job by the Rebels to capitalize early on that power play opportunity. Now the goal will be not to give one up really quick like they did in the first. Referees are waiting until the board gets all sorted, and here we go once again. Blizzard gonna pick up that ball off the draw and run it in. Covered by a couple of players as Fielding just sends it out, and Fielding goes down in front of his own benches. Referee's gonna hand a penalty off to, don't quite know who they're gonna give it off to. I believe that looks like it's gonna be Davin Bajama. He's gonna get 2 for cross-checking. So now the Blizzard are gonna go on a power play of their own. Blizzard moving it around the outside to get started on this. Hard shot from the outside, easy save McGilvery. He's now spinning with it off the rebound, Seth Delarond to Xander. Fielding, Xander behind the back pass, finds his way back up to the top for Xander. And Delarond with a nice shot, easy save McGilvery. As the Rebels going to try and move it back in shorthanded, backing his defender in. And shaking off another was Reese Walsh, doing a nice job of retaining possession, and Isabee gets just enough of a open opportunity there for the Rebels to keep this a 2-1 game. Blizz slowly walking it in. Xander. Now Seth to Xander, back to Seth. Trying to find that lane. Finding one, but sending it wide was Xander Delarond. And the Blizzard, though, going to retain possession of it is Ty Woods. Fielding far side, Woods. Seth and Xander back and forth a couple times. Fake pass. Seth with it again. Down to Fielding, back to Seth. Woods, Seth, Xander. Xander finds his way around his man. And they're going to say he stepped in the crease of Evan Fielding, as Fielding had a nice second chance opportunity but was being covered by his man. Is just barely missing the 8 seconds is Ben Renault, being covered quite nicely by the Blizz. So the Blizz going to get restarted with a fresh 30 to work with as we're back to 5-on-5. 17:05 to go here in the second. It's now another penalty forthcoming as McGilvery makes a save, and looks like it's going to be the Blizz that are going to be on another power play. This one is going to be a bench minor for too many players on the floor, a legal substitution. So now the Blizzard going to get their back-to-back power play opportunity going, and wow, that move actually left me a bit speechless there from Xander Delarond, who gets a quick power play goal to tie this game up at deuces. He took about 3 or 4 fake shots before finally letting an actual one rip past the far side of McGilvery. It is squeaked just inside the post. I think it actually might have hit the post and went in. It's a nice job by the Blizzard to regain that stalemate. Now the Rebels had an opportunity there, but bobbling it and knocked loose by a Blizzard player. I believe that was of Frenier. And now we're on the close side boards into the close side corner with the Blizz as now we move out. Far side boards now. Had a lane onto the inside but opted to circle back and taking a hard shot over a Rebels player who ducked down. And now ball is going to bounce all the way back into Rebels territory. They're going to say over and back as the Blizzard player touches it. And Matthew Vetch is going to get that restarted for the Rebels back in Blizzard territory. 16:03 to play in the second frame. So now the Blizz regain possession and knocked hard off it and hard into the boards now. But somehow retaining possession was Carter Ollett. Nice job by him as he has an open lane and steps in the crease and loses the ball there. So Rebels gonna get that back. Ashton Johnson passing off and looking into the middle for McAdam. Can't find him. So Rebels get a fresh 30 to work with 15 and a half to play. The hard low shot. Isaby gets enough of it, and Blizzard gonna move it up quickly to Tinley. Tinley walks it across half at the 7-second mark. And Tinley up into the middle for a Delarond. A nice hard shot by Xander. And now McGilvery just sends it down, and there's going to be, I don't know what they're calling here. I know some people haven't been happy with this referee so far in this tournament, but she's going to put off a couple coincidentals here. 2 minutes each for roughing. Now referees are going to direct a bit of traffic here to get things restarted. They're going to award possession to the Rebels off the coincidental minors. Be Tinley going off for the Blizz. And Scrimshaw for the Rebels heading off. Each of them getting 2 minutes for roughing. From behind the play. So we're going to play a bit of 4-on-4 lacrosse here. We've got a little more floor to work with, so the Rebels going to look to set something up with that. A little more open floor, a little more room to do what you want to do. As now the ball bobbled and Blizz just can't pick it up. And Parker Lee tried a couple times there. He finally regains it on about his third attempt at it. So now the Blizz look to get something set up on their end. They do get a shot onto McGilvery, and it bounces right back into the stick of Seth Delarond, who quickly passes it off. No, going down with it is Wiley. It's being manhandled by a couple of Rebels defenders, and ball's going to cross the half. They're going to say it went off, not counted over and back. Now quickly up with it is Angus. Angus off to Delarond, and cross pass, and nice quick shot by Seth. Puts the Blizz up now for the first time in this game. (3-2) Blizzard lead. Be sure to grab your 50/50 tickets for the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup. Scan that QR code on the bottom right of your screen. Visit us on Instagram and X at CROW LAX TV, as well as newly minted TikTok. You can find us on there at CROW LAX TV as well. They're going to award possession to the Blizz off the draw. As we still have another 40 seconds of 4-on-4 time to go. Off the coincidental roughings. Blizzard trying to run it in, and pass intended for Chabluck, didn't find him, but regaining that was Fielding, who got a shot off to McGilvery, and McGilvery just sends it down, and now we're going to have another opportunity for Simonson. Third time the charm. Simonson finally getting his partial break goal. Kalik Simonson quickly ties it back at 3. Explore Fort Saskatchewan, discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and River Valley. Work in a thriving community and play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. Zorniak going to pass it down on the close side corner, and cutting in really quick was Eastwood, but it misses his stick, and now the Blizzard are going to try a fast break of their own as we're back to 5-on-5 now. Currently with it is Hofer. Hofer into the center, passes off into the close side corner, and cuts off for his change. And McGilvery saving a shot from pretty far out, and he just sends it right down and almost landed in the stick that he intended, but didn't quite catch enough of Manning. Rebels do, however, have possession of it, as they're going to move it around on the outside. 10 seconds left in their shot clock. Manning down low, and a diving shot, and they're going to say he stepped in the crease and call that no goal. He broke the plane before it went in. You remain at 3 with just over 8 minutes gone by in the second frame. You're watching the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup on CROW LAX TV, game number 5 of the round robin between the Rebels and the Blizz. There's going to be a penalty coming up on the play behind the play. This one is going to go to the Blizzard, so the Rebels are going to have another opportunity here to make something happen. So the Rebels now playing a bit of 6-on-5 on the delayed penalty call. Hard shot down low and a bouncing ball off the rebound. Almost got past Isaby. And Isaby is going to stop it up. And we're going to have a penalty forthcoming. It's going to be a 2-minute interference call. It's going to be one of the Delarons heading. That is going to be Xander's turn to sit. Let Vimy Lacrosse Excellence is the standard, led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors. They're dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse and explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. It's the Rebels moving around the outside and getting a shot off, and Isaby falls into the net. From here, it looked like it could have potentially been a goal, but it's just his stick that hit the back of the net. It's the Blizz now. Regain it, move right to left. 11 to play in the middle frame. He's now taking a couple of sticks to the head. It was Tinley. No penalties are going to forthcome, but he finds his way into the back of the net. Tinley is going to get a short-handed goal to make this a 4-3 game. He's covered by two Rebels defenders and just sent it on net through a bit of traffic, and McGilvery just can't quite find it through all the bodies in front of him. Don't know if he expected that shot from Tinley. Either way, the Blizzard back up by a single. These Rebels get that ball off of the next draw. McKenzie with it now. Seth McKenzie passing off. Now Rebels on the outside. Still have another minute and 5 seconds of power play time to work with. They're finding their way around and getting a shot off and hitting the post again. McAdam this time hits the crossbar. A couple inches lower. Would have had a tie game again. So the Rebels get a nice hard shot, and this one's going to fall, and they're going to say it never went in the net. Nice job by the Rebels trying that one. That shot from Kohut. Now we're in the close side corner. Hofer trying to shake off Renault. Renault, though, sticking with him quite well, and Renault thought he was being held there, but no penalty's going to come. As they get a shot from the outside. Now, a bit of pushing and shoving there. Nothing's going to come more of that. And the Rebels now with possession. Just over halfway gone by, and power play time is about to expire. But they're going to put it in as the clock hits 0 on the power play. The Rebels tie this game at 4. Didn't quite catch the number. We'll see who they award it to in the arena here. Referee's having a quick discussion. I believe who scored the goal potentially. So we should get that call in arena here soon. And the Blizz going to gain possession. They do give it to Jackson Baker of the Rebels. And now there's going to be a penalty coming up to the said Rebels, this one for holding. Shortly after they tie it. And the referee's going to signal for a media break. Penalty is going to go to Scrimshaw of the Rebels as he's heading over to the box. They'll head out and watch Prince Albert Predators, Lakeland Heat, Swift Current Wolverines, Calgary Wranglers, and Southern Alberta Chaos battle to determine who will be crowned this year's McDonald Cup champion. Catch all the action for free starting August 7th in Brooks or live on YouTube. So we get set for action to resume from here inside Genesis Place, game number 5 of the round robin Larry Bishop Memorial Cup tournament. Rebels now on a 2-minute penalty kill after Scrimshaw. Takes 2 minutes for holding, only seconds after Baker ties this game at 4s. Seth Delaronde gets it started for the Blizzard once again. Now to Xander. A Blizzard hard shot from the outside and goal. Ty Woods getting a quick power play goal. 18 seconds it took him. Blizz back up top again, 5-4. It's been a bit of an action-packed second compared to the first. 2 penalties and 2 goals in the first, and now we've got, I don't even know how many here, 7 goals and 5 penalties in the second. So already huge difference from the first period of action. The Blizzard win the draw. Blizz trying to find it, now an open man, and Seth Delaronde gets a nice shot, and ball currently loose, and Blizzard trying to pick it up. They do call it over and back. I felt that he might have scooped that in beforehand, but I don't know what's happening here, but I don't know what's going on. The referees were yelling something. See what they call here. I don't understand what was the issue, but they're going to award possession to the Blizz off of whatever happened there. It's the Blizz going to get a nice shot off there, and there's going to be a penalty coming up, I believe. I don't know who that is, Rebels or Blizzard. It's going to be the Blizzard. Taken 2. Taking the 2 minutes is going to be Seth Delaronde, who's having a conversation with the ref. Trying to understand his penalty a little better, I think. See what she calls here. A 2-minute roughing call at the 8:19 mark of the second. So Rebels gonna go back on the power play. It's time for the 4th time this game. The Rebels on the outside. Verlaine finds a hard shot and scores. Super quick there. McAdam off a one-time opportunity from Baker. And we're back, tied again at 5s. There's something a bit ironic about number 55 scoring the tying goal that puts this game 5-5. Simonson in the dot for the Rebels, taking that against Angus, and Angus gonna win that, come away with it. Partial break, has a man with him, and McGilvery got enough of it, but it looked like it actually bounced off his leg and wide. The Rebels pick up the rebound and move it back left to right. The Rebels trying to make something happen here. Ball knocked loose by a defender and gonna be picked up by the Blizzard. As now moving it on the close side is Morden. Morden stops up. Waits for his men to get a change off. Passes off and goes for his own. As Woods holds it. Woods circles back off to Delaronde. Seth. It's a hard shot which hits the floor, I believe. After the floor had hit the post and went out. That was a nice opportunity for the Blizzard. Seth easily could have had another one in this game. It's McGilvery once again just eating it right down. This time it lands right in the stick of Reese Walsh. A 2-on-2 and Walsh is going to circle back. Kohut cross pass. The Rebels hard low shot that goes wide. Ball up in the air, picked up once again by the Rebels. Kohut gets a shot off and he scores! Jackson Kohut put another one on the board for him. He puts the Rebels back up 6-5. Getting laughed at by our cameraman here for dancing. Don't film me. Don't need everybody to see that. As we get ready for once again, Simonson and Angus again in the dot. And Simonson almost wins that, but it's going to be picked up by third man in of Lafreniere. Lafreniere driven hard into the boards. Now manhandled again by a couple of Rebels defenders, and now got a second Blizz and a third Rebel in there. But retaining possession was Lafreniere. Nice job by him to keep that. Gives it off to Tinley, off to Seth. Now to Xander. Xander cuts in, gets a shot, looks to go 5-hole on McGilvery, and ball just jumps way up. Didn't quite hit the roof, so don't have to stop play. And Simonson is going to pick that one up and bobbles it a little bit, but to be too late as, I mean, he technically beat the 8 seconds there and gets it to his man way up there. And a nice job by Isaby. That was one hell of a play to beat that 8-second violation, I will say that. Literal sonar pass there. Holy. Now the Blizz look to get set up again. 5:32 to play, and now Rebels player goes down, going to be awarded back to the Rebs. Now sending it up and intended in the stick of Vetch. It bounces out of his stick and gives it back to Simonson. Simonson to Eastwood. Eastwood behind the net now are the Rebels. Now on the far side half board, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Rebels got to make one fast. They do get one that goes wide. Second chance maybe. Not going to happen. Almost beat it though was Eastwood, but missed it by about half a second. And Eastwood cuts the pass and tries to throw a bit of a hit there on Hofer, who's trying to pick that one up, and nothing comes there. And referee's going to award it back to the Rebels on an off ball. Rebels move it back left to right. And just sending it right into the Rebels bench was Johnson. So the Blizz are going to get that back. 4:42 to go in the second period. You're watching CROW LAX TV. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action from Game 5 of the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at CROW LAX TV. As now the Rebels going to bring it across half. A Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw slipping a shot there. Now Rebels waiting for reinforcements. A bit of a fake out. Still waits for his man. And looking to the inside for McKenzie, as McKenzie just can't quite get enough of it. So Blizz back right to left, 4 minutes to play in the second. And now open lane, and putting it over the shoulder of McGilvery. Corbin Wiley ties this game up at 6s. Nice job by Corbin Wiley to get the Blizzard and the Rebs tied back up. We started this game 0-0, finished the first 1-1. Now with just under 4 to go in the second, we're tied still 6-6. Blizzard pick up the loose ball off the draw. As Angus slips a few shots, goes for a change, passes off. He's now looking for a man on the inside, was Woods. This man couldn't quite find the middle off a defender. That's Seth, hard shot down low. And now we got a second chance opportunity as Fielding puts it also 5-hole on McGilvery. Now the Rebels gonna move it back out, left to right. So a bit of a reverse hit. Reese Walsh, as Walsh gets driven into the boards and ball gets knocked loose and ends up with the Blizz again. Xander being covered. Can't find a man to pass to. He does find one that misses his stick. I believe it might have hit it and bounced out immediately. Now, all alone is Xander, and went back and forth a couple times, but they're going to say he was in the crease. So this game remains at 6s with just under 3 to play in the second. Rebels pass to Kohut. Kohut, fake pass. Looks to cut in, driving in, gets his own shot off, and Isby getting enough of it. It's going to be Blizzard ball. As Olette holds it. 2:30 to play in the second. And ball intended for a teammate just hits the far boards and ends up all the way back into Xander's stick. And now being rubbed out on the far side boards. But slipping his man was Fielding, and Fielding loses it and regained. Now Zorniak crosses center, slows it down, getting a pass off. So I say nice red shoes there from Eastwood. Not hard to find him on the floor when he's out there. Now, nice hard shot, and Isby with a nice save. It's Kohut passing off. Now Rebels looking to find a lane on the outside, and Manning doesn't find one. He just sends it into the opposite side corner, and Isby comes up with that, passes off to a teammate of Tinley. As Tinley goes to Angus. Angus went to the open man of Woods, who was right with him, and Woods just can't quite get it. Now ball loose, and it's going to roll all the way back down into a Blizzard stick just inside their zone. Lafreniere. Now Andy Angus with it now. Andy and Will Angus, 2 Anguses. 4 Delarons and 2 Anguses. That doesn't get confusing. I don't know what else will is. Andy with a nice shot there. Gets enough of McGilvery and ends up in the close side corner, and now far side half boards with it are the Blizz. With 45 seconds to play in the second frame. Seth trying to find his way around, and could have took a shot there, and found Angus behind the net, Wiley in front, and the Rebels now going to call a timeout with 27.9 seconds to go, and they're going to have possession of this one coming out of the timeout. Once again, be sure to grab those CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets for the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup. Scan the QR code on the bottom right of your screen, or visit us on social media at CROW LAX TV on Instagram, X, and TikTok for more information. We thank you for tuning in here to game number 5. We got one more game tonight on the docket. That's going to be Shamrocks and Mavericks. That game's going to be at 8 p.m. Mohammed will have the call for you right here on CROW LAX TV, so be sure to tune into that one. Have a nice probably hour break after this game to grab a bite to eat, grab some dinner, order some pizza or something, and then watch that 8 o'clock nightcap between the Shamrocks and the Mavs. Shamrocks will be coming off a loss this morning to the Blizzard. And the Mavericks coming off a win in our noon matinee game where they took down the Silvertips in a hotly contested game. So everybody's going to get reset. It'll be Blizz possession here with 27.9 to play. Seth is going to get this one started. If they would start the clock, because now they have it finally started. Somebody's not paying attention. Whoopsies. It's all right, though. The Blizz are just going to try and kill as much of this clock as they can. They do have Isaby pulled at the moment as well, so they're going to try and gain that 7-6 lead. As now they're going to try and make something happen real fast. 4 seconds to go. McGilvery with a shot. Maybe a second chance opportunity. Enough time for it, and he's not going to get it in time. As Andy Angus sends one down at the buzzer. And that's going to do it through 40 minutes of play from here inside the Shane Holmes Arena in Genesis Place. 6-6 we sit after 40. You're watching CROW LAX TV. We'll be back with the third. Welcome back inside the Shane Holmes Arena, inside Genesis Place in Airdrie, Alberta, as we get set for third period action between the Blizz and the Rebels in the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup round robin, game number 5. A quite back and forth affair so far. No one has had more than a 1-goal lead on the other, as we sit 6-6 after 40 minutes of action. We'll see if one of these teams can gain the edge on the other. After 1, it was 1-1. After 2, it's 6-6. Let's see where we end after 60. So the Blizz going to gain that off the opening draw, and driven hard into the boards there was Fielding, but he retains possession. And I feel like the in-arena DJ or sound person might be having a couple too many so far. This is the second time he's hit that a little too early, but that's all right. As now Rebels player goes down and loose ball, and Fielding tries to mount him. I don't understand how, but that's all right, as Rebels going to move back with it now. Tucking it home on the far side, Davin Bajma gets the Rebels back up as they now lead 7-6, 33 seconds into the third. Now we get set to head back into action. The familiar matchup of Angus and Simonson in the dots, and the Blizz are going to be awarded that ball. Xander passing off to Woods, and Woods now with it, and in the middle, hard shot that ends up in McGilvery's pad. And McGilvery's just going to send it down into Zorniak, and Zorniak's going to stop up just inside the line and let his teammates get a change off and let them get something set up in a one-time opportunity that went off. That went off of Isaby, hit the floor and like rolled along the line. That was definitely interesting. Ended up hitting the post. It's a nice opportunity for the Rebels. That's, I believe, now their 4th post of this game. This could easily be a much bigger lead for the Rebels. It's now the Blizz trying to get something set up. It's with Seth and now to Fielding. Fielding. Sorry, that's Woods, not Fielding. My apologies. As Woods gets a shot off at the expiry. Now a bit of extra pushing and shoving there. Took a couple shots from Ryan McBride. Ryan McBride, one of the defenders for the Rebels, came over in a trade with the CROW earlier this year. It's the Rebels. Tic-tac-toe and a bouncing shot there from McAdam that just skirts a bit wide of the net, and one-time opportunity from Eastwood that time as Isaby drops down on it slightly. Now ball loose, and Rebels going to pick that up right on the close side, right by the sin bins. As Longmire looks for someone to pass to, he finds someone, and that someone is Nolan Eastwood. Eastwood winding up, firing right into the crest of Isaby. 17:30 to play in game number 5 of this round robin. Blizzard currently trailing by a single. Seth passes off. Now winding, firing a little bit high this time was it Will Angus. Ball is going to go all the way back down into Blizz territory off the over and back, so that's going to be awarded to the Rebels. In the far side corner. Kohut looking for someone to pass to. It looked like he was trying to shovel it to Seth McKenzie in the middle, but he couldn't get it past the defender, and now the Blizz running it through center. It's Aulette. And Aulette passes off to Wiley. Wiley with it now. Wiley running in, driving in hard, and he's cut off by a Rebels defender, so he gets shoved back into the close side corner, and Wiley's going to wind up, though, and try and make something happen from the inside, and he gets a shot off, but it hits a defender in front, so it's going to be Rebels ball to Eastwood. Eastwood with it. Around the blue line area if there was ice in here. Passing it around the outside. Rebels looking to get something set up. Eastwood passes down low into just shovel shot from Manning. A nice save by Isaby to keep this one a 1-goal game. Seth, Xander, and now Woods with it, as Woods sends it a little bit wide and picked up by Seth. Seth being covered. Comes back around, and that's going to be an expiry of the shot clock. And now going down off the ball. It's going to be the Rebels penalty. Shoving him down. See what the official call is. It's going to be a 2-minute roughing and a 4-minute unsportsmanlike, I believe he said. Let's see which way these go. But it is going to be coincidentals. So Rebels are going to take 2 here.
Rebels goal or Rebels penalty, number 9, Brian McBride, 2 minutes for roughing.
So McBride is going to take 2 minutes for roughing here. We'll see what they officially give the Blizz. Okay, so they're going to give 2 minutes for roughing to McBride, and then coincidentally they'll give 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike to McDonnell. I assume they're going to say that he either said something or they consider that he dove there to sell that one a bit. So we're going to play a bit more of 4-on-4 lacrosse. Now, a nice job there by McKenzie to fake out his man, but he's going to step in the crease, so they're going to immediately blow that down. So the Blizz are going to have that one. Blizz just keeping it slow as Seth Delarond holds that. Seth into the middle and fielding with a nice shot and a nice save by McGilvery to keep that one out. It's the Blizz trying to get a pick set and tucking one home. Xander Delarond tying it back up again, this time at 7s. Well, be sure to grab your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets by scanning the QR code on the bottom right of your screen or visiting us on Instagram, X, or TikTok at CROW LAX TV. Get all information about that, and the draw will be held following the Larry Bishop. Maximum take home of $10,000. So Blizz cross center to beat the 8 seconds, and Woods is going to send that one down. It's Fielding and Woods working together here, and it's knocked out a Fielding stick, and they're going to award it to the Rebels off of that. Now the Rebels moving back right to left. Vetch with it now. Vetch stops up, slows things down with still another 34 seconds of 4-on-4 time to play. Eastwood gets a little bit of help, a pick set there, and Rebels are playing 3-on-4 right now with a 4th man back, presumably to keep it in the zone. 17 seconds and 3 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to go wide though, so it's going to be a Blizz ball. 10 seconds of 4-on-4 time and about 13:40 to play in this 3rd period. We're tied at 7s. A game where no one has had more than a single goal lead on another. We're back 5-on-5. As Angus sends it down into the close side corner. Ball loose, it's behind the net, 2-1, and that's going to do it as Liz player knocked down behind the net as he was trying to cut in, and now Rebels regain possession of Eastwood, moving it back across center. Eastwood, cross pass to the far side half boards. Finds its way back to Eastwood, who bounces it out of his stick. I don't know if he intended to do that or not. Rebels get a hard shot and just sniping it home. Jackson Kohut getting his hat trick goal to put the Rebels back up 8-7. Just under 13 minutes to play in the third. This is a Blizzard team and a Rebels team that both went 13-6-1 in their respective divisions. Rebels gaining first in theirs, and the Blizzard second only to the Regina Queen City Kings, who they ended up sweeping in the East Division Finals in the Kings' own barn. That's not an unfamiliar sight for them, having done it last year as well to make it to the tournament. And a nice shot from out far. Isaby with an easy save. Now the Blizz moving it back in. Circling back on himself was Tinley. Did it a couple times there and shoveling it over to Woods. As Wiley was just trying to make some space for Woods, they're going to award it to the Rebels off of that. As Renault brings it in and just sends it along the floor over to Eastwood. It's Eastwood, he's got some help in the center. Bit covered. Eastwood gets a little bit of help, and hard shot that Isby is able to find all of. Been pushing and shoving in front there around the loose ball, and McKenzie trying to pick it up, and Eastwood does. So fresh 30 to work with for the Rebels. Finds the way back to Eastwood. Eastwood circling back and passing down low. I believe that might be McAdam. That is McAdam who gets a shot off, and Isaby with a arm save. Second chance, maybe third chance. Rebels do get at least 2 chances there, but Isaby is able to find the answer for them all. As now Tyrell Gray brings it across center and immediately passes to Fielding. Fielding will spin move, shot down low, easy save McGilvery. Loose ball that the Blizz aren't quite able to pick up and driven hard into the close side boards. Now they'll fight for it along the boards. And now one of the Blizz players goes down, so they're going to award that to the Blizz deep inside Rebels territory. A couple of bench staff for the Rebels throwing their hands up, not happy with that call. Blizz passes it across around the outside as Seth takes a shot, and easy save McGilvery, who is just going to send her. And Zorniak circle back and slow it down. Rebels far side half boards. 10:22 to play, and now hard shot, and Simonson with the save, and Simonson actually takes a stick up high, but no referee saw that one, so there's not going to be any penalties coming on that. And a nice job by Eastwood to just knock that ball and stick loose of Wyatt Hofer. So now the Rebels playing 3-on-3 right now up to 5-on-5. As we cross the halfway point of the third and final frame of this one, as Kohut takes a stick up high to the back of the head, and a second chance opportunity for Seth McKenzie. He buries it, and we now, past the 50-minute mark of this game, have the first 2-goal lead ever in this one. 9:46 to play, the Rebels up 9-7. Fraser Barrett now in the dot, facing Will Angus for this one. doing a little bit of a dance there. I mean, you might as well play whatever that song is from Dirty Dancing. I don't remember what that song's name even is at the moment, but the Blizz are going to finally come away with it as a bit of a hard slash thrown by Barrett on the stick, so nothing's going to really come of that, though. Didn't really gain much of it. As the Blizz winding and firing is Xander, and McGilvery with the save, and the Rebels just going to send it up, and now we're going to have a breakaway. And tucking it home, Reese Walsh puts the Rebels up by 3. We've officially hit double digits as the Rebels now lead this game by a score of 10-7 with just over 9 minutes to go. Simonson is going to meet Morden in the dot this time. The Blizzard going to gain that, immediately knocked loose out of his stick, and a nice job by Seth to regain that one, and McGilvery makes a save as Seth goes down on the far side. He's slow to get up, but doesn't look like he's injured of any sort. Good to see. So Rebels right now playing with an extra man, and now is able to reach the bench, so we're back 5-on-5. The Rebel player knocked down in the middle of the floor as Baker's doing a nice job of keeping that one. 7 seconds left on the shot clock as Kohut going to run it in and get a shot off that goes wide. Second chance opportunity behind the back. Puts it home! Unbelievably! Jackson Kohut make it a 4-goal lead. Rebels up 11-7. After 3 quick goals in a span of just over 1 minute. This is what the Rebels needed to keep their hopes and dreams alive in this tournament. A big win over a dominant Blizz would do them so good. They haven't gotten it quite yet. They're still about 8 minutes and 20 seconds out from being able to claim that one. But they're on a good track for it at the moment, knock on wood, if you're a Rebels fan. Is missing the stick there of one of the Rebels players. I don't know exactly what it was, but as we cross that 10-minute threshold, we're going to have a media break. Well, at Vimy, lacrosse excellence is the standard, led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors. They're dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse and explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. Explore Fort Saskatchewan, discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and River Valley. Work in a thriving community and play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. And head out and watch as the Prince Albert Predators, Lakeland Heat, Swift Current Wolverines, and Calgary Wranglers, and Southern Alberta Chaos battle to determine who will be crowned this year's McDonald Cup champion. Catch all the action starting August 7th in Brooks, or watch it live on YouTube for free. Referees are over at the Rebels bench right now, just having a bit of a discussion. I don't know if this is a bad time to mention, this is the first time this game I have noticed that there are 4 referees on this floor. So used to having 3 that there are actually 4. One of them I think is a off-floor official, but nonetheless. Being told now he's actually running the shot clock, so makes sense. Well, thank you for tuning in to CROW LAX TV all season long, and now in the final weekend of this season for the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup. Again, we're in game number 5, still 5 more round-robin games to come, including tonight, 8 p.m. matchup between the Shamrocks and the Mavericks. Mohammed will have that call for you right here on CROW LAX TV, so be sure not to go anywhere following this game. It's the Blizz trying to get something set up on the outside, a bit of a scramble out there, and they're able to find a partial open lane and getting a bounce shot that goes wide. McGilvery had no clue where it was, and now one of the Blizz players just shoved down pretty hard by Matthew Vetch, so to be awarded to the Blizz. Seth passes it off, and now cutting in, getting a shot off, and just barely tucks home Logan Chablock. McGilvery had enough of it, but not quite all of it. It bounces off of, I believe, his pad and into the back of the net. The Blizz cut this lead down to 3 with 7.5 to play. Referees are calling for a quick floor wipe over in the close side corner, Rebels end. They're going to get that dealt with real quick. Jackson Kohut makes a quick run. Sorry, that's not Kohut, that's Johnson. Ashton Johnson makes a quick run onto the floor to do that floor wipe for the refs. Well, the Blizzard trail by 3. We'll see if they can make up the rest of that as we continue play here with 7.5 to go in game number 5 of the round robin. And a nice job there by Tinley to gain possession. He breaks free and he gets a hard shot that goes off of the post. Again, a couple inches, and this could have easily turned into an 11-9. So he picked up by Xander. And Xander's going to pass off. Angus is looking for something. Instead passes to Fielding. Fielding now slipping his man, getting a shot off. McGilvery doesn't quite find all of it. Well, he found all of it, but he didn't quite see all of it. But he's able to just scoop that over to Fraser Barrett, who brings it across the half. Barrett fakes it, drops it down for McAdam. McAdam passed it to Barrett at some point. I totally missed when he passed that, but so be it. As now taking a shot from the far side is Jackson Baker. He's looking for a second chance, and he's not going to get it as the Blizz pick that one up. And now trying to run it quick is Hofer, and Rebel player goes down and open floor, so they're going to award that to the Rebels off ball. As Ashton Johnson grabs that in the far side corner, Rebels end, and passes it over to beat the 8 seconds. And now that cut pass by Dustin Morden as Morden goes down pretty far into the zone and makes a big circle. As he passes off to Wiley, and Wiley gets a nice shot, and McGilvery ends up in the knee of his pad and makes that save. Keep the Rebels up by tree. There's no trees in here. Up by 3. Eastwood passing off. Manning with it. McAdam, and now to Baker. Baker, hard shot, hits a defender in front, and now there's a bit of pushing and shoving off the ball there. It's looked like Parker Lee was just trying to get it. Now a couple guys tied up, and a couple extra guys come over. Nothing else going to come of that. So now back up on the play is Tyrell Gray, dishing it. Fielding. Pass intended in the middle for Will Angus, doesn't find him, and now one of the Blizzard players goes down hard into the floor. Logan Chabla looked like he was hit a bit high and went down, but he's all right, and the Blizz just retained possession. With 5 minutes to play in the third period between the Blizz and the Rebels, you're watching CROW LAX TV. It's the Rebels. Move it up, a cross pass. This one with Eastwood. Eastwood stopping it up. Now back across to the far side half boards, and Eastwood's like, I'll take that back, thank you. So Eastwood was trying to pass it to somebody. I don't know quite who it was supposed to go to, as that hits one of 3 Blizzard defenders right in the middle and ends up with Isaby. He's now slipping his man was Hofer, getting the Blizz back across the half. Woods to Wiley, 14 seconds on the shot clock. To Woods, back to Woods, far side half boards. They got to make a shot, and they were getting a little too fancy with it, and they let their shot clock expire, giving the Rebels a free possession off of that. Sending it down to Eastwood was Fraser Barrett. Eastwood to McAdam. McAdam into the center. And a shot down low from Simonson ends up in the roof and out of the floor completely. So McAdam is going to get it restarted for the Rebels. McAdam, open lane, cuts in and gets a nice shot, but I believe Isaby just caught enough of it. But the Rebels retain possession as Simonson was rubbed out along the far side boards. Off the ball. Now moving it in a bouncing shot, and there's going to be a penalty coming up here off the play as McKenzie hits the floor. And it looks like the Rebels are going to head back on the power play with 3:15 to go. The Blizz take 2 minutes for slashing. That one's going to end up, I believe, to Dustin Morden of the Blizz. If you're the Blizz, this is not where you wanted to be. With 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes of those, well, up to 2 minutes of those, down a man. Especially when you're trailing by 3 this late in the game. Rebels passing it around the outside, looking to get some special teams, and as Isaby drops on it, getting just enough of it. Nice save from Isaby. Now the Blizzard moving in short-handed. Tinley passing off, going off for a change as Seth holds it and tries to get a close shot. He was stepped in the crease when he made that shot, so they're just going to award it to the Rebels, and they're now calling for another floor wipe here. So we'll get a short little break here with 2 minutes, 43 seconds to go. 11-8 Rebels lead in a game that no one really seemed to be able to grab a hold of until past the 50-minute mark, where the Rebels would score 3 goals in about a minute and 15 seconds to put a stranglehold on the Blizzard. Blizzard would come back with 1, which is now why we sit 11-8. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time we go live. All Larry Bishop long still. 6 total games, 5 round robin plus the championship game come Monday. And we'll have a special presentation for the championship game starting at noon on Monday before a 1 o'clock opening draw. It's the Rebels. Power play looks to work once again. It looks to connect once more. They pass it around in a backdoor opportunity potentially for the Rebels if there was a quicker shot there, but Isaby's doing a nice job of filling out the nets. As a second chance opportunity after the first goes off a defender, but goes wide, and now Rebel knocked off and gets a shot off though towards Isaby, and Blitz player goes down. As we come up to the 2 minute mark of the third, we'll see if the Blizzard decide to pull Isaby and when they do so. As the Blizz get a hard shot on McGilvery, but easy save for him as it sounds like it just hit all of his pad completely. Now McAdam brings it across half. 25 seconds of power play time remains. Baker with it. Well, Baker actually passed to McKenzie, and then McKenzie passed it off, and I didn't see that. And now checking the clock of the Rebels, seeing how much time they have to work with, and a behind the net goal from the Rebels. Kalix Simonson, give yourself a hand. Making this a 12-8 game. Very nice goal by Simonson on the power play, mind you, to, I believe, officially put this out of reach for the Blizzard. Unless the Blizzard can pull off a miracle of 4 goals in a minute and 20 seconds. This next 80 seconds, Rebels fans, you can rejoice, as you have just slain the dragon that is the Blizzard. The Rebels win the draw, and now an open lane opportunity and a nice chance there from Davin Bajma. And they're going to say it's a hand pass, I believe, so they're going to award that to the Blizz with 72 seconds to play in this one. It's Tinley bring it across center. And be sure to stick around after this game ends for the handshake line and the August Electronics Players of the Game awards, awarded after every single game in this tournament. Seth gets a hard shot that goes a bit wide. Now ball is just going to bounce all the way back down to Isaby as we're within the final minute of play, 45.4 to be exact. As Ben Renault will get this restarted for the Rebels. Rebels are not going to try and do anything too fancy. They'll probably just try and kill as much time as they can. Walk away with their heads held high at a dominant victory over a Blizzard club who dominated the ever-dominant Shamrock. So by extension, I guess you could say the Rebels did beat the Shamrocks, but you know, we won't go that far as the Rebels play the Shamrocks tomorrow. As we are now within the final 15 seconds as the shot clock expires there, and it's going to be awarded Blizzard ball with 12.8 to go. 12.8, 12-8 Rebels lead. Xander is going to get it restarted for the final 6 seconds of this one. Get one final shot for Andy Angus. The Rebels pick it up, and that will do it for game number 5 of this round robin. The Rebels have not only poked the bear, but slain the bear of the Blizzard. 12-8, your final score from game number 5 of this round robin. Be sure to stick around as the August Electronics Players of the Game awards are coming up shortly. Carter Aulette takes the August Electronics Player of the Game award for the Winnipeg Blizzard. After a nice performance from him that included, I believe he included a goal. Yes, he scored the first goal of this game shorthanded for the Blizzard.
And for the Rebels, number 91, Jackson Cohut.
And the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels August Electronics Player of the Game goes to Jackson Cohut after a hat-trick performance that included 2 goals, including the 8-7 goal to put them ahead onto that run, and the final goal, 12-8. Well, thank you once again for tuning in to CROW LAX TV. We'll be back in about an hour as Mohammed will have the call for you for the Mavericks and Shamrocks of game number 6 of the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup Round Robin.